"Shall we accept good from God, and not trouble?" said Job in suffering after all the disasters in his life. God doesn't teach with words, He teaches by putting events in our lives, and often these events come in the form of pushes. And Job reacted to all the pushes of life in an inspiring way. Let's learn from the story of Job's suffering. In the land of Uz, there lived Job, a man known for his integrity. His life was a testimony of righteousness, and his reputation echoed throughout the lands. Job was a prosperous man, blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters, extensive flocks, servants, and a respectable social standing. The days in Uz were filled with the peace that emanated from Job's household. Nights were marked by family celebrations and shared joy around the table. His life resembled a harmonious symphony, where the chords of faith resonated in every aspect of his actions. In a celestial gathering, Satan challenged Job's integrity, suggesting that his loyalty to God was tied to his blessed life. God allowed Satan to test Job, stripping away his wealth, children, and even his health. In an instant, the winds of adversity began to blow over Job's life. Tragedy struck him overwhelmingly, and a succession of messengers arrived with devastating news. First, a messenger reported that the Sabaeans had attacked, and the oxen and donkeys were stolen. While Job was still processing this loss, another messenger arrived with even more painful news: God's fire had fallen from the sky, consuming the sheep and shepherds. Before he could recover from these blows, a third messenger announced that the Chaldeans had stolen the camels and killed the servants. The wave of tragedies seemed relentless, but the final blow was yet to come. A fourth messenger brought the most distressing news of all: a whirlwind struck the house where Job's children were, resulting in their death. In a short span, Job's prosperity gave way to poverty, his family was torn away, and his physical health was compromised by a painful illness. Tragedy struck Job in every aspect of his life, and he found himself sitting in ashes, covered in wounds, immersed in the perplexity of his suffering. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." But he replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God, and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. In this moment of deep anguish, 3 friends emerged: Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. Initially, upon seeing Job's state, his friends shared in his grief. However, as time passed, the conviction that Job's suffering was a result of his own sins settled in their minds. They believed that divine justice was being applied to Job and began offering advice and rebukes, accusing him of doing something to deserve such misfortune. So, Job's moment of difficulty was not only related to his material losses but also to his emotional loneliness. Even so, Job remained faithful to God. After a period of divine silence, God responds to Job's suffering, revealing the magnificence of creation and the complexity of his ways. God does not provide a direct explanation for Job's suffering but instead invites him to contemplate the vastness of divine existence. The resolution to Job's problem lies not in a clear and detailed explanation of his suffering but in understanding that there is a higher cosmic order that transcends human comprehension. The conclusion of the story highlights not only the material restoration of Job, with doubled possessions and an extended life, but, more profoundly, a spiritual transformation and a renewal of faith. Sometimes you're being tested. If you learn the lessons that God is trying to teach you, you'll do well. But if you don't learn, life will keep pushing you until you do. If you're struggling to learn from life's pushes, click on the video that will appear on your screen now. It's a prayer that will help you break free from negative thoughts and temptations that come into your life and hinder your learning. God bless and see you in the next video.